Hi everyone. Welcome to today's session by Simplilearn. I hope you are doing well and continue to remain safe and healthy wherever you are. In today's session, we will be discussing the most important and popular business intelligence tool for reporting and analysis, that is Microsoft Excel. Before I begin, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel to stay updated with all the trending technologies and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. In this session, we will be discussing the various shortcut keys that are available in Microsoft Excel that can help you perform tasks faster and effectively. So let's begin by understanding what is Microsoft Excel. Excel is a spreadsheet application developed by Microsoft in 1985. It is one of the products that belong to the Microsoft Office suite of applications. Excel organizes data in the form of rows and columns. The rows and columns in Excel intersect at a space called a cell, and each cell can contain a single piece of data such as a text, a numerical value, or a formula. It is commonly used to record and analyze data, calculate statistics, generate pivot tables, and visualize structured data in the form of charts and graphs. Apart from the standard spreadsheet features, Excel also offers programming support through Microsoft's Visual Basic for Applications, that is VBA. Now, let's proceed and see what are the various applications of Microsoft Excel. With over 1 billion Microsoft Office users across the globe, Excel without a doubt has become the professional standard in companies globally for managing large amounts of data. It is used by business analysts, data analysts, project managers, VPs and CEOs to study and analyze business reports. Now, it can be used for data entry to store data in the form of a table, such as recording your daily expenses or business expenditure. You can also use it for inventory management, such as tracking how many units of a product have been placed for order, how many units have been sold, or how many units do you need to purchase. Excel helps you create checklists. For example, tick off things that you have purchased or the list of to-dos for an upcoming marketing campaign or an event. You can easily sort and filter data to analyze a subset of the data. Managers and business professionals build reports and dashboards to visualize the data, draw valuable conclusions, and present it to clients and stakeholders. Microsoft Excel can also help you perform regression analysis to find relationships between dependent and independent variables and predict future outcomes. And finally, another important application of Excel is that it helps you automate tasks through Excel macros. Macros in Excel is an action or a set of actions that you can run as many times as you want. With that, let's move ahead and learn about Excel shortcuts. Excel supports a number of shortcut keys that you can use to speed up your work and make your work efficient. These shortcuts make working with spreadsheets a little easier. Now the question arises, do I need to memorize the shortcut keys? The answer is no. The keyboard shortcuts in Excel helps you perform data analysis better and faster, but it would be an advantage if you can remember a few of them. Now, let's begin by looking at some of the important workbook related shortcuts. So we will see how to create a new workbook, open an existing workbook, and save a spreadsheet so that you don't lose any data or calculations that you have done. Towards the end, you will see how you can toggle between different sheets in a workbook. Now to open an Excel workbook on Windows, you can just search for Excel here. You can see this is the Excel app. I'll click on it. And you can see there's the Home tab, New tab. From here you can open any existing workbook as well. So let me go to the New tab and open a blank workbook. Now mark here on the top, it says Book 1-Excel. Now if you were to create a new workbook, the shortcut is Ctrl+N. Now mark this. So if I hit Ctrl+N, you can see it has opened a new workbook called Book 2. I can show it to you here. You can see there are two workbooks, Book 1 and Book 2. So the shortcut to open a new workbook is Ctrl+N. Now if you want to open an existing workbook that is present in your system, the shortcut is Ctrl O. So if I hit Ctrl O, you can go to browse and check for your Excel file that is present on your system. Let me go to the desktop and search for Excel workbooks. You can see I have two Excel files here. Let me select the COVID-19 file. I'll click on open. I'll enable editing. There you go. So we have our existing workbook opened on Excel. Now if you want to save a workbook or a spreadsheet, the shortcut is Ctrl plus S. Now this is very simple. You use it in other editors as well. Now suppose I duplicate this column. I use Ctrl C, go on top and hit Ctrl V. Now to save this spreadsheet, I'll just press Ctrl S. You can see the workbook is saved. Now you can also click on this one which says save, Ctrl plus S. So I don't need this column actually, so let me go ahead and delete this column. And now to close the current workbook, the shortcut is Ctrl plus W. So if I hit Ctrl W, it will ask me, do you want to save this file or not? I'll say don't save, and it will close that current file. Next, if you want to close Excel, the shortcut key is Ctrl F4. Now if I hit Ctrl F4, you can see my book 1 is closed, so I can go ahead and close the workbook. Now let me go ahead and open a workbook again. So I'll search for Excel and click on it. I'll go to a blank workbook. Now if you want to move to the next sheet, you can use Control Page Down. Now in this current workbook we have only one sheet. Now let me create two more sheets and come to sheet 1. Now if you want to move to the next sheet, the shortcut is Control Page Down. So if I hit Control Page Down, you can see I am in sheet 2 now. If I again hit Control Page Down, I have come to sheet 3. Next, if you want to move on to the previous sheet, the shortcut is Control Page Up. So let me hit Control Page Up. You can see I am in sheet 2 now. And if I hit Control Page Up once again, I have come to sheet 1. Now to get a little more clarity on this, let me open a workbook that has multiple sheets or multiple tables. So I'll hit Ctrl O and I'll look for my sample Superstore dataset. Click on it. You can see this dataset has 3 tables. The first one is the orders table. The second one is the returns table, which has the detail about the orders that were returned. And the next table is of the people table that basically has person and the region to which the person belonged to. So let me come to my orders table. Now if I want to move to my returns and people table, for that I can hit Control Page Down, which is to move to the next sheet. So if I hit Control Page Down, see I am in the returns table now. If I hit Control Page Down once again, I have come to my people table. If I want to move back, I'll hit Control Page Up. You can see I am in my returns table. If I hit Control Page Up once again, I have come back to my orders table. Now there are a few other shortcuts that I want to tell you here. So suppose you want to switch between different tabs that are present in the ribbon, you can do that as well with the help of shortcut keys. So in Excel, this is the ribbon which has different tabs like the File tab, Home tab, Insert, Draw, Page Layout, and so on. Now currently we are in the Home tab. If you want to move to the Data tab, the shortcut is Alt A. So if I hit Alt A, you can see we have come to the Data tab. Now if you want to go to the View tab, the shortcut is Alt W. You can see we have come to the View tab. And if you want to move to the Formula tab, the shortcut is Alt M. So if I hit Alt M, you can see we have come to the Formula tab. Now let me open another Excel file where we have listed all the shortcut keys that we are covering in this video. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'll go to File and under Open, I'll click on Browse, and under Desktop, I'll look for my Excel shortcut keys file. I'll click on Open. So this is the Excel sheet we have created for you for your reference. You can pause the video to note the shortcut keys we have covered so far. If you want to get access to this Excel sheet, please share your email address in the chat section. We'll send it to you over email. So far, we have covered all the workbook related shortcuts. So these are the shortcuts we have covered so far that I'm highlighting here. Now let's move back to our slides and see what we have next. So you can see we have our cell formatting shortcuts up next. Now here I will tell you the different shortcuts that can be applied to a cell, such as editing a cell, aligning cell contents, adding a border to a cell, adding an outline to all the selected cells, etc. So let's go ahead and do these operations. So I'll go to my book 1, and the first shortcut that we'll see is how to edit a cell. For example, there are certain values such as 10, 20, 30, and if I scroll down like this, and now if you want to edit the cells, you can just select that cell. Here I have selected A4 cell, you can see on the top, and hit F2 to edit the cell. So if I hit F2, you can see I can edit the cell and make it say 40. Similarly, I'll hit F2 again and make this as 50, and so on. Now you can also edit the formula that is present in a cell. So let me use a formula. Say we'll calculate the sum, and I'll choose A1 to A8 and find the sum. Now if I select this and click on F2, I can change the formula as well. Let's say average. I'll hit enter. You can see it has calculated the average from A1 to A8. Now if you want to copy paste cells, the shortcut is very simple. It's Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Now suppose I want to copy cell A4, I can just hit Ctrl C and I'll hit Ctrl V to paste it. Similarly, you can also select a range of cells and hit Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it. Similarly, you can also copy paste different cells from other worksheets. So I have come to my sample superstore workbook, and let me select a few cells, and I can copy it by hitting Ctrl C. I'll move back and I can paste it by Ctrl V. Next, if you want to bold and italicize the font values in a cell, you can use Ctrl B and Ctrl I respectively. So if I want to bold, suppose the headings or the column names, I can use Ctrl B. You can see it's bold. And if I want to italicize certain values, let me select this one. I can use Ctrl I to italicize it. I'll hit Ctrl I. You can see it's italicized. Now you can also underline the cell contents. So let me show you how to do that. For this purpose, we use Ctrl plus U. So let me select this cell and I'll hit Ctrl U. You can see it has added an underline. Similarly, let me do it for one more cell. I'll hit Ctrl plus U. You can see it has put an underline to this cell as well. Now if you want to fill colors to certain cells, the shortcut you can use is Alt plus H plus H. So let me show you. If I select this cell and hit Alt HH, you can see it has prompted me to select a color. I'll select this blue color, and you can see you have filled a color to this cell. Similarly, you can fill color to a range of cells as well. I have selected these cells and let me hit Alt HH, and this time I'll select this green color. You can see we have filled all these cells with green color. Now, if you want to add a border to a cell, the shortcut is Alt plus H plus B. Now let me select this cell 40 and hit Alt plus H plus B. So it has prompted me to select the type of border that you want. Now let me select I want a top border. You can see here it has put a top border to cell B5. And now let me choose cell E6 and again hit Alt HB, and this time let's say I'll select all borders. You can see the cell has all borders across it. Now if you were to remove the outline border, the shortcut is Ctrl plus Shift plus underscore. So if I want to remove this top border from cell B5, I'll hit Ctrl Shift underscore. You can see the top border is no more there. Similarly, let's remove all border from cell E6. I'll hit Ctrl Shift underscore. You can see the border is gone. Now if you want to add outline to selected cells, the shortcut is Ctrl plus Shift plus ampersand. So let me select the cells that I had colored just now, and if I hit Ctrl Shift ampersand, you can see it has added a border to the selected cells. I can show it to you here as well. Let me select it and hit Ctrl Shift ampersand. You can see it has added a border to all the selected cells. Another thing I want to show you here is, if you want to move to the previous cell, the shortcut is Shift Tab. So if I select this cell and hit Shift Tab, it will take me back to the next cell, which is E8. If I hit Shift Tab again, it takes me to C8, next is B8, then it's A8. Now if you want to move to the next cell, the shortcut is Tab. So if I hit Tab, it will take me to the next cell. Now if you want to select the cells on the right, the shortcut is Ctrl Shift right arrow. So initially if I select cell H2 and now I want to select all the cells on the right, I can just hit Ctrl Shift right arrow. So as you can see, it has selected all the cells on the right. Similarly, if you want to select all the cells on the left, the shortcut is Ctrl Shift left arrow. As you can see, it has selected all the cells. Now if you want to select the column from the selected cell to the end of the table, the shortcut is Ctrl Shift down arrow. So I'll hit Ctrl Shift down arrow. You can see it has selected the entire column. Now if you want to select the data above the selected cell, the shortcut is Ctrl Shift up arrow. So I'll hit Ctrl Shift up arrow. You can see it has selected all the cells that were present on top of it. Yeah. Let me again take you to the Excel sheet that has all the list of shortcuts discussed in this video. So I'll go to File and I'll open Excel shortcut keys. So now we have looked at all the cell formatting shortcuts that I'm highlighting. Again, if you want to get access to this Excel sheet, please drop in your email ID. We'll share it over email. Next, we'll be discussing about some additional cell formatting shortcuts. So up next, we will see some additional cell formatting shortcuts. Here, we will have a look at how to add a comment to a cell. So comments are used to give extra information about a cell value. You can also learn how to find a value and replace it with another value in the spreadsheet. Then we'll see how to activate a filter, insert the current date, current time, and also add a hyperlink to a cell. Finally, we'll see how to apply a format to the data in a cell. Now let me go to my sample Superstore dataset. So this is my sample Superstore dataset. Now if I need to add a comment to a cell, the shortcut key I will use is Shift F2. So let me select Brosina Hoffman and hit Shift F2. You can see my comment box has appeared. Now let me give a comment like Brosina is from LA or Los Angeles. You can see Brosina Hoffman is from Los Angeles. Now if I select this, you can see our comment. Next, if you want to display, find and replace a value from a cell or a range of cells, you can use Ctrl+H. So let me select Ctrl+H. You can see our find and replace box has appeared, and here if I want to change the name of, say, suppose Brosina to something like Angela, I'll first select for Brosina. So here I am typing what I need to find, that is Brosina, and I'll replace it with Angela, suppose. Now I'll hit replace all. You'll get a pop-up, say all done. We made 48 replacements. If I click OK and select close, you can see the name Brosina was changed to Angela. Excel has another important feature, which is to filter your data based on certain values. Now let me show you how you can apply a filter. So I'll select this city column and I'll go to my data tab, and here you can see we have filter. I'll choose this. Now we have applied a filter to our city column. To show you more, you can see here it has all the city name listed, and if I uncheck this, select all, and I'll select certain cities and click OK, it will filter my data only for those cities. Use Ctrl Z to undo it. And now if you want to activate a filter, the shortcut key that I'll use is Alt down arrow. So if I hit Alt down arrow, you can see my activate filter box has appeared. I'll choose cancel. If I click on a particular cell in this city column and hit Alt down arrow again, you can see the list of cities here. Now I'll move back to my book 1 and I'll show you how you can insert the current date. Now to insert the current date in a particular cell, the shortcut I'll use is Ctrl plus semicolon. So now if I hit Ctrl plus semicolon, it will give me the current date. You can see this is our current date, that is 9th of June. Similarly, you can go ahead and get the current time as well. So the shortcut for that is Ctrl Shift colon. So if you hit Ctrl Shift colon, it will give you the current time as well. Also, Excel allows you to insert a hyperlink. Now in order to insert a hyperlink, you can use Ctrl plus K. So if I hit Ctrl plus K, you can see the insert hyperlink box has appeared. Now you can give any address here. So let me go to Google and say W3 schools. I'll copy this link and I'll paste it in the address section, and here on the top where it says text to display, I'll write W3 schools website. Now if I hit OK, you can see we have inserted a hyperlink, and if I click on this, it will take me to the W3 schools website. So it opens up in my Google Chrome. You can see this is the W3 schools website. Similarly, let me insert one more link. So I'll go ahead and click Ctrl K, and this time let's say I'll choose Simplilearn's website. I'll select this website address, and here in the address section I'll paste the URL, and on top I'll write Simplilearn website, which is my text that it will display. I click on OK. If I click on this cell, it will take me to my Simplilearn's website. Going back. Now I'll tell you how to apply certain formats. So let's see how you can apply a currency format. So you can see we have some numerical values here. I'll select these values, and if I hit Ctrl Shift $, now these numbers have been converted into currency format. We have all in the form of rupees. Similarly, if you want to convert a particular cell value, say 0.3 into percentage, you can use Ctrl Shift and percentage symbol. So it has converted into 30%. Suppose it's 0.6, and on this if I select Ctrl Shift percentage, it has converted into 60%. Another shortcut key that you can use is Alt Q or Alt plus Q. This will go to the tell me what you want to do box. So if I hit Alt Q, you can see it has taken me to the tell me what you want to do box. If I select a pivot table, it will ask you to give the range and select where you want to place your pivot table. I'll hit cancel. Now moving ahead, if you have enjoyed watching this video so far, consider subscribing to our Simplilearn YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's see what we have next. So now we'll look at some of the important row and column formatting shortcuts. Here we will learn how to delete rows and columns, hide and unhide selected rows and columns, as well as group and ungroup rows and columns. I'll go to my sample Superstore dataset. Now, if you want to select an entire row, I'll click on a particular cell, and if I want to select row 7, I'll just hit Shift space. So you can see it has selected my entire row. Similarly, if you want to select an entire column, you can hit Control space. So if I hit Control space, it has selected my order date column. Now to select the entire worksheet, you can use Control Shift space. So I'll hit Control Shift space. You can see it has selected my entire worksheet. Now if you want to move to the edge of the worksheet, you can use Control right arrow. So this is the edge of the worksheet. Now if you want to delete a column, you can use Alt plus H plus D plus C or Alt H D C. Now let's say I want to delete a specific column. Let me choose a column. Say the discount column, I want to delete it. So I can use Alt H D C. So let me press Alt H D C. You can see the discount column is gone. I'll use Ctrl Z to bring it back. Now, if you want to delete a row, you can use Shift plus space to select that entire row. So let me hit Shift space. Now I've selected my row 10, and then if I hit Control minus, it will delete row 10. You can see row ID 9 is deleted. If I undo it, I have it back. Moving ahead, Now if you want to hide a selected row, the shortcut is Control 9. So let's say I have selected row 11 and I want to hide it. I can just use Control 9 to hide it. Now you can see we have hidden that particular row. Now if you want to unhide that selected row, the shortcut is Control Shift 9. So I'll hit Control Shift 9 to unhide it. You see we have that row back. Similarly, you can also hide a selected column. Now to hide a selected column, let's say I want to hide first name column, so I can use Control 0. So if I hit Control 0, you can see we have hidden the first name column. Now to unhide that selected column, we can use Control plus Shift plus 0 or Control Shift 0. So if I hit Control Shift 0, you see the shortcut did not work. Let me try it once again. Control Shift 0. It's not working. So for that, you need to change the settings by going to the control panel. So let me search for my control panel. I'll select it. And now I'll search for language here. Let me search for language. I'll click on it. I'll go to advanced settings and then I'll click on change language bar hotkeys. In this, here I'll select change key sequence and then under switch keyboard layout, I'll choose not assigned and click on OK. I'll apply and click on OK and then I'll close it. Now if I hit Control Shift 0, it will unhide my selected column. Moving ahead, now if you want to group rows or columns, the shortcut key for it is Alt Shift right arrow. Now suppose I have selected these two cells and I want to group these cells, so I can hit Alt Shift right arrow. So you can see the group box has appeared and I have selected rows. If I click on OK, you can see here we have grouped both the rows. Now if you want to ungroup the rows, the shortcut for it is Alt Shift left arrow. So I'll hit Alt Shift left arrow and select rows. I'll click on OK to ungroup the rows. Now let me take you back to our reference sheet. So now we have covered all the row and column formatting shortcuts that you can see here. Now let me move back to our slides. Now we are into the final section of our shortcut keys. Here we will cover the shortcut keys you can use in a pivot table. In Microsoft Excel, a pivot table is a table of statistics that summarizes your data. For example, you have sales data for different regions and for different products. Using a pivot table, you can summarize the data by region and find the average sales per region, the maximum and minimum sales per region, total sales made for each region and for each category of products, etc. It allows you to summarize and show only relevant data in your reports. I'll create a pivot table and show you different shortcuts to group pivot table items, ungroup pivot table items. Then we'll see how to hide pivot table item, create a pivot chart on the same sheet, and create a pivot chart on a new sheet. Now let me go to Excel and create a pivot table using my coronavirus dataset. So I'll select File and I'll open a file. I'll choose my COVID-19 dataset. So you can see we have our coronavirus dataset. It has the date column, the day column, month, year, the total number of cases that have come up in each country, the total number of deaths that were reported, country territory code, and we have the continent as well. Now let me show you how you can create a pivot table first. So I'll select my table and under insert I'll choose pivot table. I have my table range selected. Then I'll choose existing worksheet to place my pivot table. I'll select a cell and click on OK. Just squeeze this and I'll shorten this column as well. Now I want to drag my countries and territories onto rows. So you can see we have all the countries here, and then I'll drag the cases column onto values, and similarly the deaths column onto values as well. If I close this and let me squeeze it further, you can see we have our pivot table ready. It has all the country names and the total sum of the cases and the total sum of deaths that were reported in each country. Let's use this pivot table and apply some shortcut keys. Now first, to group pivot table items, the shortcut key that I can use is Alt Shift right arrow. So let's select a few items from this pivot table. I have selected 4 rows, and if I hit Alt Shift right arrow, you can see we have created a group. It says group 1 and it has 4 countries and the total cases as well as the total number of deaths. Now if you want to ungroup the pivot table items, you can use Alt Shift left arrow. So let me use Alt Shift left arrow. So first I have to select this group and use Alt Shift left arrow. You can see we have ungrouped the pivot table items. Now if you want to hide a pivot table item, you can use Control minus. So let's say I want to hide the values for Afghanistan. I'll use Control minus to hide it. See, Afghanistan is no more there in this pivot table. To unhide, let me just use Control Z. It's back. Similarly, if you want to create a pivot chart based on the pivot table on the same sheet, you can use Alt F1. So let me hit Alt F1, close this, and let me hit Alt F1. There you go. We have our pivot chart ready on the same sheet itself. So you can see there's a blue line and there's orange line as well. The blue line represents the number of cases and the orange line represents the sum of deaths. This chart depicts that United States has the highest number of cases as of now. And then you can see we have Hungary, Iraq, then there's Portugal and other countries as well. Let me delete it. Also, if you want to create a pivot chart on a new worksheet, the shortcut you can use is F11. So you just have to hit F11. So let me hit F11. You can see here it has created a new pivot chart on another worksheet. It has the sum of the cases and the sum of the deaths. With that, we have covered all the shortcut keys that can help you speed up your work in Excel. Now, let me tell you how Simplilearn can help you build a career in Microsoft Excel. Let me take you to our Simplilearn website. So this is our Simplilearn website, and here on top, let me search for Excel. If I scroll down, you can see we have Business Analytics with Excel. So this course will help you boost your career with powerful Microsoft Excel skills and help you become a business analyst. If I scroll down, now on the screens you can see the key features of this course. It provides you with 12 hours of self-paced video. It also includes training on business intelligence using Power BI. You get lifetime access to self-paced learning. Also get to work on 2 hands-on industry-based projects on healthcare and e-commerce. You'll also have 8 practical exercises. On the right, you can see the skills that will be covered as part of this course. If I scroll down, so you will learn Excel analytics functions, learn about conditional formatting, you'll understand how to create pivot tables and charts. You'll also learn some statistical analysis using ANOVA and hypothesis testing, as well as Power BI. Now if I scroll further, below you can see the entire course content. So first you'll get an introduction, then introduction to business analytics, formatting, conditional formatting and important functions, analyzing data with pivot tables, building dashboards, business analytics with Excel, data analysis using statistics, and finally you'll get to learn about Power BI. Now these are the industry-based projects on e-commerce and pharmaceutical and healthcare. So please go ahead and enroll to this course to build your career in business analytics. Before I wind up, let me show you the Excel shortcut key spreadsheet once again. So we have covered everything that's mentioned in this sheet. Now if you want to get a copy of this file, then please put your email address in the comment section of this video. With that, we have reached the end of this session. I hope it was useful and informative. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please consider subscribing to our Simplilearn channel and stay connected with all the latest technologies. Also, hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. Thank you for watching.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.